Another thing that I've been thinking about with this boy is soothing. It's a very interesting thing that you've got to teach kids certain skills. And one of the first skills they have to learn is how do I make myself feel better and how do I make myself calm down?
Yeah.
And I guess most kids end up with, a toy or something that they chew on, or they get attached to a pacifier, or they can only go to bed if they have a bottle for a while because that's where they get comfort. And it's made me think a lot about adult soothing. And I'm curious I've never thought about adult soothing in the context of, I guess, adult psychology and maybe from a therapy perspective. And I started doing some research on adult soothing. And it ended up not really going anywhere, but I found...
Did it get weird?
It got weird very quick, and then I forgot what I was doing. And then I started reading about adult pacifiers. Have you heard of this?
No.
Apparently it's a thing that's become popular now. Let me read. Adult pacifiers are enlarged oral fixation devices designed to fit adult mouths. Marketed as a tool for stress relief, anxiety management, and sleep improvement, they range in price from $10 to $70 on all the online platforms.
I'm not that surprised.
And so I guess a few things. I'm curious about your thoughts on adult pacifiers and whether they're the same as your thoughts on pacifiers for babies. And then I'm curious about how you think about soothing, self-soothing, whatever we're supposed to call it, in adults.
Firstly, I've never heard of an adult pacifier, but I
Should we get some?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. I feel like I do. For example, I really like to, when you have an ice cream stick, I like to just chew on it for ages, right? I think a lot of
people do toothpick.
Yeah, people do cigarette.
I used to do straws. I used to chew on straws.
Yeah, hair. When I was a kid, I used to chew on my hair. Yeah, I think
Simon and his pens.
Yeah. It's a lot of people have oral fixations, right? Where you need to play with something, and then some people do it with food, right? So you soothe with food. I mean, there's so many things we use to soothe ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Food, Netflix, scrolling, exercise.
Then it's an interesting thought exercise, right? Is, as weird as it sounds, is there anything wrong with an adult using a pacifier, and why is it funny?
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Like, if I really wanted to, I would do it. Like, if I really liked it, I think I would do it. I mean,
But it's not socially acceptable, right? It's
only
weird
it's
if
not common. For example, those sniffy things, the Thai...
the Thai hole.
Yeah, before people started being into that, it wasn't normal. And then people started, and then you're like, okay.
Yeah, people move from vaping to smelling the heavy thing.
I think it's just trends, right? And then...
So we should start the trend.
Yeah, we can start the trend if you want. You can do a necklace version that you can just suck in and just drop in. Yeah, I think it's fine. Like, I mean, okay, this is how I'd put it. It's okay to soothe in ways that don't hurt anyone else and hopefully don't hurt you either in the long run. And it's better to probably have more than one way of soothing yourself so that you don't go like really hard down one path, because if that one path gets taken away from you or is not accessible, then you're really like hard up, right? So if you have multiple ways of soothing, probably best. And if the way of soothing is something that you carry with you always inside, then best case scenario, right?
What that made me think about, what I'm taking a note on now, is as you were talking about that, I realized I don't know the difference. I think there's a large gray area in my head about there's soothing, there's coping, there's, I guess, distraction. And it's hard for me to think about what is good for you and what is not. And I mean, is it really a good thing if a kid is really upset about something and learns to feel better by soothing himself with sweet food? It doesn't harm him in the moment. Yeah, it seems like a gray area, because even with the pacifier, everything in the world sucks. I don't know what's going on. I'm really angry. And instead of learning to deal with that, I'm just going to chew on this pacifier for a while.
Yeah. I feel there's moments where we need to use things to help us temporarily. And the important thing is that when you're in a calmer or better state, you actually go back and address it.
Okay, then that's good, right? Because that's adjustment that I think people need with all the soothing and coping habits that I think adults use. And I guess the better way to do it is to sort of teach your kids to do that from when they're young, right? So for example, for a kid like me, a lot of times I would get really angry about a situation. I can't really think clearly. And so a way to soothe, but really just a way to get it out, to get the negative energy out, I would go outside and I would like kick something and have shouts and run around and just be crazy. And then once I released all that energy, then I could probably deal with someone talking to me about it.
And there was no way that you were going to be able to logically talk through something or listen to anyone when you were in that state, right?
Is that a soothing habit as well? Like, is something like exercise a way to soothe yourself? Can it be thought about that way too?
I mean, I'd use the word interchangeably. I mean, I'm sure it can be argued that that's not the best or healthiest way to soothe.
Yes, maybe technically someone has some definition somewhere, but practically speaking, we feel a certain way and there's habits we can develop to help us manage those emotions, to calm our nervous systems down. And what you're saying now is there should be one more step of once you've calmed down, you need to process it, right? Or you need to do the inner work. You need to...
And I also think the part that maybe people skip over is, can you try to make sure that that soother that you're using doesn't hurt anyone else, nor does it hurt you in the long run? I think that part sometimes gets overlooked.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you're yelling, I think it's okay if you're yelling in a place where it doesn't affect others, or you're punching something that's like a punching bag, right?
Yep.
It somehow changes it and shifts it if you're doing it in a way that doesn't hurt others.